Hi guys, welcome back to the Rose Corner YouTube channel. Welcome back to the Rose Corner. It's your boy Rose. And it is Saturday, November the 9th, 2024. And as you can see behind me, what I'll be talking about today. And we are just going to recap the 2024 United States presidential election results. The presidential election, which had took place, um, on Tuesday, November 5th. And it has been an election of surprises to many, but I predicted a Donald Trump victory. I predicted a Donald Trump victory, not just behind the scenes or talking with friends and relatives about the election, but I predicted a result right here on the Rose Corner YouTube channel. And Monday night, because the election was Tuesday, Monday night, I made a bold and final prediction that Donald Trump would have won the election. And I made that prediction on my WhatsApp status. And so person was like, Christopher, you're crazy. Yeah. But my prediction was actually spot on. My prediction was actually right on point. And I said it before. I did a video about Trump a couple months ago when he was going through his court cases. And when he was going through his court cases, his numbers in terms of polling continue to rise. It continued to rise. And I said at that time, Trump could be unstoppable. Go back and check the video out on the Rose Corner. And I said it. Do not underestimate Donald Trump. And time again, I see people who constantly and continuously continue to underestimate the chances of Donald Trump. And I know, I understand the sentiment and the feelings from many people who would have wanted Kamala Harris to have won the election because it would have been a very significant historic moment, not just in the United States, but for the outside world or the countries outside of America to see and witness that happen. But I understand, should have been the first female president. And on top of that, should be the first female of color. And for many Jamaicans in particular, who wanted her to win, she's from Jamaican descent. She had she has a Jamaican father. So a lot of history there as well. But I was hopeful. That America would have made history and elected their first female president. But at the same time, I was looking at the polls and I was trying to be realistic as possible because Monday night, just a day before the election, the final poll came out on CNN, on MSNBC, on Fox News. They were literally tied going into the election on Tuesday. Harris was at 49%, Trump was at 40%. It was a split between the two of them. No, if you're going into an election 49% and your opponent has 49%, that is too close to call. And you don't really have a true understanding of which way the results may go, because it's basically a tie. The people of America have spoken, and they have chosen Donald Trump. The people have spoken, and they have chosen Donald Trump. And it's the people's will that must be respected. It's the people's will that must be recognized. The citizens of America say they want Donald Trump. And maybe Kamala Harris wasn't really offering them enough of what they wanted. Or maybe they're disappointed that Joe Biden, who's president, has not done a good job for the economy or whatever, so they say, you know what, we're going to stick it to Biden by voting for Trump. But it's what it is, one of those things. And, in a democracy, when you have free and fair elections, somebody's going to win and somebody's going to lose. You can't have two winners. It's impossible. Somebody has to win, somebody has to lose. That's what elections are about. So let me see if I can share screen with you guys now, and if we can go through some of this together. Hold on, let me see if I can share screen. All right. All right, guys, so here we are. So this is what the results is. This is what the results are, I should say. So remember now, ladies and gentlemen, remember now that in America, their electoral system to elect the president is different from most countries. Because most countries, you have different systems in place. But for America, they go by a system called the Electoral College. And it basically means that each state has a certain amount of numbers. Each state is given a certain amount of numbers based on population, right? And the number for you to get, the number that you have to reach to become president in America is 270 electoral college votes. Donald Trump has passed the 270 mark. He got 301 as we speak. And I think the only state that we're still waiting for confirmation for is the state of Arizona, which has not been declared as yet, even though 82% of the votes have been reported. And Donald Trump is leading in Arizona. So most likely he's going to get Arizona. Let me just see. Right now, at 82% reporting in the state of Arizona, Donald Trump he currently has 52.7% of the votes, 1,492,266. Kamala Harris has 46.3%, and she is at 1,310,383. So you can safely say that Donald Trump will win the state of Arizona as well. All right. What else? what was very sad though is that the 3 states, as they call them, the blue wall of the Democrats, as Donald Trump destroyed the blue wall, and the blue wall is made up of Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. In 2016, Donald Trump won Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. In 2020, Joe Biden won Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. And the Harris campaign was hoping to hold on to those 3 critical states. Because the truth is, ladies and gentlemen, if Kamala Harris had won Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, we would have seen a different result. She would have been president-elect as we speak. And how did it happen that Donald Trump won the state of Pennsylvania, one of the biggest prize outside of California, in the presidential election? And the numbers there speak for themselves. With 99% of the votes reported, Donald Trump got 3,510,848. That's 50.6%. Kamala Harris got 48.5% of the vote. And so that's how you won back Pennsylvania. Michigan, which is a blue state in most cases, has gone to Trump. Well, it went to Trump in the election on Tuesday. But you can see that Michigan was close. Donald Trump at 49.7%, got 49.7% of the vote. Harris got 48.3%. So it was a bit close in Michigan. In Wisconsin, you could say that was close as well. Really close. Harris almost won Wisconsin, right? But we're going to touch on that very quickly. Donald Trump got 49.7%. Harris got 48.8% in Wisconsin. States like New York, Michigan, Vermont, Maine, Minnesota, Virginia, Colorado were states that would have expected her to have won. Another state that Biden won in 2020, Harris lost it in 2024, and that is the state of Nevada. As you can see here, the state of Nevada went to Trump, and he won it by a good margin. He got 50.7% of the vote in Nevada. Harris got 47.4% in Nevada. So Nevada went back red in the presidential election. But it's victory for some, and it is sad times for another. Very quickly though, because I'm about to wrap up now. I'm about to wrap up, but very quickly. A lot of things that contribute, well, one of the main things I think contributed to Harris' loss is that she was not able to get out the black vote as strongly as persons had hoped. For example, in the state of North Carolina, that has a good cross-section of the black population, she wasn't able to get them out in North Carolina. Georgia, that have a lot of black support for Democrats. Joe Biden won Georgia in 2020. the black vote, they didn't came out for Kamala in Georgia. They didn't came out in North Carolina. They didn't came out in Georgia. They didn't came out in Michigan. They didn't came out in Pennsylvania. They didn't came out in Wisconsin. Where else? They didn't. A lot of them didn't came out in New York, which is a Democratic state. A lot of them didn't came out in New York, and that's why you see that Donald Trump almost won New York. Very, very unprecedented. If he had actually won it. So how did that happen? Well, the results show that Trump won Wisconsin by over 23,000 votes. The city of Milwaukee in Wisconsin, 93,000 African Americans didn't vote. Trump won Florida by over 115,000 votes. But in Miami, in Florida, over 380,000 Black voters didn't vote. Trump won Michigan by over 12,000 votes. But in Detroit, Michigan, over 280,000 Black voters didn't vote. Trump won the state of Pennsylvania by over 44,000 votes, but in Philadelphia, the capital of Pennsylvania, in Philadelphia, over 240,000 Black voters didn't vote. Trump won Georgia by over 200,000 votes, but in Atlanta, Georgia, over 530,000 Black voters didn't vote. So what does that tell us here on the Rose Corner today? It tells us, imagine if those persons actually came out in this election. Imagine if those persons actually went and voted. Should have been president today. And, people could blame her campaign may not have reached out to those persons effectively. Maybe she wasn't really offering the African Americans much, that they didn't see the need to go out and vote in this election. There's a whole range of reasons that we can speculate why these persons didn't vote in these states. Don't blame the Black man, or don't blame the Black female and point fingers at them. Oh, you people didn't vote, that's why we lost. And people nowadays, and I'm speaking about citizens, voters, people want something to vote for. And if people have been voting for the same thing years after years after years, and when they look around them in their communities, in their cities, nothing really have changed, they are not going to vote. They're going to stop voting. And that's what we have witnessed in this election in the United States. But I want to tell you, there are some African American men who never voted in 2020. They voted this time, but they voted for Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Donald Trump, they voted for. And that is weird to many persons. Why would African Americans go out and vote for Donald Trump when there's a Black Asian female on the ballot to vote for? I've been listening to the international news. I've been listening, and persons are saying that they're tired of the promises from the Democrats. And that's why many of them went to Trump. A lot of them don't like Trump, but the Democratic Party has let them down, and they feel a sense of revenge. And their kind of revenge to sort of wake up the Democrats is to vote for Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the 47th president of the United States of America. And I want you to take a moment. You may not be a fan, you may not be a supporter of Donald Trump, but think about it. Donald Trump was impeached twice while he was president. Well, when he was president and when he left office, he was impeached again twice. Donald Trump, a couple months ago, was convicted of 34 felony counts in the state of New York. Donald Trump almost lost his life in a recent campaign assassination attempt. And through all of that, he came back and won the presidency of the United States again. What does that tell you, ladies and gentlemen? Donald Trump is unstoppable. And the man will keep rising from the ashes time and time again, because that is who Donald Trump is. Like him or not, he has a record. And he will go down in history. He will go down in history in the books in America of one of the most revered, determined candidates that they have ever seen for president. That no matter what knocked him down, he got back up. And when he got back up, he never lost. He won. He won. And he didn't win once. He won twice. So that's where we'll leave it here on the Rose Corner. I want to thank you all so much for listening. Thank you all so much for taking the time out to tune in on this discussion today. I hope you like, share, leave a comment down below. Subscribe to the Rose Corner if you haven't as yet. Tell a friend to tell a friend about the Rose Corner YouTube channel. Until next time, walk good, live good. The word is love. God bless you.